I think one of these days we have to do a show or a series of shows in which I can say some of the comedic things that go through my mind in every interview. It's
Yes.
for every three or four comments you make, I have some comedic statement in the back of my head that,
Throw it out.
well, I don't know. Maybe. I
Roll it out.
all right, all right.
Okay.
She said so, folks. I got it on. You have the right to
It's
swear on
recorded.
me. You say, well, if I'm going to go to court, I'm going to have to swear on the Playboy magazine because it's the only thing I believe in.
Well, I don't know what you'd be swearing to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I sure wish I had more guts to make fun of our current administration. I get afraid of them sometimes. They're real Gestapo. I mean, these ICE agents coming to
Right,
shooting
right.
people in the street in cold blood. That's,
Yeah. They've got these are crimes against humanity, my dear sir. Crimes against
well, and
humanity. And I
yeah,
would
and
my
the
dream would
court in
be
The
for this whole
Hague.
cabinet.
Yeah, no, the court in The Hague and some other, I think the country of Sweden and a couple of other people are trying to look and see what can they do post administration to prosecute some of these people.
Right.
China
I think
China
they should
said
all
today that
go.
they, well, yeah, but reality is such that there's so many powerful people in the world who want them to be in power, a lot of
Correct.
these billionaires. But
Correct.
China came out today and said that they're considering, and I think it's a bluff just to upset some people, thankfully, they're considering releasing 100% of all the Epstein files. China.
I for one believe everything should be released. No holds
Well,
barred.
and you know what? If we knew, if we knew half of what's in there, I mean, it's so horrific. My housemate came to me in tears one day saying that she found out that Morgan Freeman was in their Epstein files. And it just
I've read some
broke
stuff
her
about
heart.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. But then I've heard the things they did to other humans went beyond sexual abuse.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
way beyond
Oh.
things I wouldn't even say here on the podcast, but
Wow.
two other very horrific things,
Wow. Wow.
including in the
That's
States at that Zorro Ranch, not just at the island. So anyway,
wow.
why don't you give us let me see if I can practice your phone number. Let's do may we please do the following. You say like three numbers or four numbers, and then I'll repeat them. And let's do that like 90 times.
Sure. So
Then
our contact information,
if
we'll do
we
it
got
many
if we
times.
got your phone number into people's heads far enough, they would call you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yes.
psychology is such, you get what I mean.
Yes.
So give
But
me
I'm also going to get a poster ready, Mark, with my contact information, and I'm going to put it right up in front of my face.
just make
So,
sure that sometimes that fails, so just make sure
really?
it's, yeah. Make sure, I would say two things. Use brown cardboard, not
Oh,
white, because
okay.
cameras go crazy with white. And number
Oh,
three, use a magic marker, but make it bigger than you think it should be. Because several other people have tried things like that on my
oh,
podcast, and it just fails miserably. So
oh.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got to figure something out, some way to pop in a little button on my
Yeah,
side.
no, yeah, anything, yeah. Well, here's an idea. I mean, I talk too much, but if
Mhm.
you if you had a sound, let's say your daughter or your granddaughter has a little bell that she likes to play with. We're just making this up.
Yeah.
And so you came on the show, you asked her if you could borrow her bell, or you went out and bought one like it. And then every time you said your phone number, you rang that bell at a certain place in the phone number. Like you said the first three digits and you rang the bell
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
And if we did that, like I'll just throw out a number here. We did that 100 times. We could literally then do a show where all you do is ring the bell. And people would go, "That's that lady I'm supposed to call."
Oh my goodness, that's cool. I have a wand that I have that is kind of like a bell. You know, you tap it to something, it goes bling.
Hey, well, here's one of
But I'll
my
have to find it.
yeah, here's one of my friends right here. This is this is Pinky.
Ah,
I have
cute.
about 25 years I've liked to collect stuffed animals. And I've got
Oh,
three. I've got three in my house now. I used to have like 20, but
wow.
I had to throw everything away at some point. So
Oh.
this is Pinky. She is the only girl of the bunch. She has two brothers, Blue and Ted. Right, Pinky?
Cute. So
She
cute.
sits there on the desk and gives me hope.
Wow.
So,
That's sweet, Mark. That's very, very
yeah.
cute and
I
sweet.
told you about the date I went on with a lady named Hope. Yeah, I don't go on a lot of dates at my age, but I went on this date with this lady named Hope, and I'm sorry to report that I spent the night hoping against hope. You said
Well,
I have it on
yeah, yeah,
record, folks.
that worked.
All
Bing.
right, so tell us, what do you want to talk about today? And I'm going to try to get you out of here. So, it's
Okay.
22 after. You have to be out by 9:30.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Yeah, just say something succinct here.
Okay. We are looking to develop affordable supportive housing from shipping container duplexes. And the reasons are a few. One is that we can develop housing much less expensively than it is currently. Currently, here
Okay.
in Northern California, the average house goes for about $400,000. And but we don't have to house people who have low incomes and are marginalized in that sort of model. We can do
All
things
right.
differently, and we're starting to see things that are different. There is also a shipping container community coming up here in Sacramento
Hmm.
and on Roseville Road. And so I've got to go check that out. I've been meaning to, but I haven't made the time to go over there and check it out. But it's we're finally now being looked at seriously by the building community, and it makes obvious sense as to the price, the time to build, and the quicker we can house people,
Right. Okay. All
you know.
right.
But there was a problem with very, very much greed at the top and not wanting others to develop. So it's changing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, this just came to me. I used to be a Zen teacher, by the way. So
Mm.
I'm saying I'm going to be serious and I'm going to get you out of here just a couple of minutes early. I
Okay.
said this to one of my other clients about 2 years ago, and it turned out to be a very important thing for her. It isn't always, but it did in her case. You, my dear friend, are going to become, in the next 4.5 years, a rather well known person nationally.
Mm.
And you're not prepared for that, I don't think.
I am not. I need
So
help.
just, well, try to, if you have this in your brain, then when you're asleep, your brain will work on it and start getting you to the place where, because you're going to wind up talking to Congress. You don't
Yes.
see it yet, but there's going to come a time when what triggered it for me is you saying the housing people are starting to recognize y'all are there,
Yeah.
but there's probably about 300 women in the United States who are in the same headspace you're in. They're trying to help housing.
Yes.
And, you guys will just, and I'm here to help. I'm a minor player. I seem to have had a place in my life where I'm always near somebody who's going to become rather well known. Like there's a
Mm,
famous international spiritual leader named Adi Ashanti that I was friends with long before he became internationally famous.
wow.
So I just pray that you can do that and develop that. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna very rudely stop the show because I want you to get 5 minutes of a break.
Well, let me just tell you though, there is something within me, Mark, lately stirring that tells me I was meant to live a large life here. And my gift is I can draw people in.
Yes, and
And
yes,
so I have some knowledge
inkling.
within me that speaks to
Yeah,
that and that I think is preparing me for this
good.
shift, a dynamic shift. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yes. Thank
you're
you, Mark.
you're
Thank you.
just so humane and so caring that even if some of that gets worn off by the trials and tribulations of the project you're doing, you'll still be a nicer person than most of the leaders that we doesn't, of course, some of it doesn't take much. As long as you don't kill people, you'll be good. Yeah.
Well, we don't plan on killing people, but we also plan on lifting the people with us. And so
Well, and what you're doing is, like the ancient thing about a pebble in a pond.
yes,
You're going to vibrate this and expand it out
yes,
throughout the United States in such a way
yes.
that other women in other parts of the country are going to go, you know what? I'm going to try to do that.
And that's where the alliance comes in, the gathering of the tribe
Yes, yes,
to
no,
rise
that's
us all
true.
together. Yes, yes. Oh, I'm so excited, Mark. I get the chill.
Well, no, you're doing a great thing. I'm
And
honored, and
but
I'm not
thank you for
joking.
everything you've done for us and what you
I'm
continue
honored
doing.
to be a small part of it, really. Because
You're
once
so
you're
kind.
famous, I can go. I used to interview her back when she lived in Sacramento.
Thank you, Mark. You're very kind.
Really? They
I
lived in
appreciate you.
Sacramento at some point? Yeah, that was before they bought that island from what's
Right,
his name.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll bring you with us, Mark Isaac.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty old and set in my ways. As long as
Well,
you find housing for some people.
yes, yes,
Because
absolutely. That is
I've
the
been
goal.
homeless 3 times.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I know the drill, what it's like to be out there.
it's rough existence, and I want to change that.
All right.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. All
All
right,
right.
take
Thank you, my
care.
dear friend.
God bless. See you
God bless
soon.
you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
You too, please.
Thank you.